to go out and see a professional football game, and they couldn't even fill a little-ass 30,000-seat stadium on yesterday. And they haven't even fully moved back to the city yet. So whatever long-term deal that they've signed with the Los Angeles Rams to bring them back to L.A., if they were banking on the football side of the business to suffice and to basically be able to what's the term I'm looking for? To be at the forefront of their money-making mechanism there for that new stadium that they're about to build there, then they're wrong. Like, I'm hoping that they're banking on other events, like concerts or whatever, for this new stadium that they're building. Because of its football, it's not going to happen. Clearly, if it was going to happen, you would think it would happen week one. You would think that in a 30,000-seat stadium that they'd have a sellout and that they'd have many, 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 many thousands of people, trying to get into the game. Like a lot of these stadiums, man, they hold 65, 75,000 fans. So I haven't looked at it. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I just thought about that empty stadium that I saw yesterday. It kind of like flashed in my mind. Like, if you got that little of people showing up to the first game of the season, and God forbid if the team struggles a little bit, it's a wrap when they build a new stadium. Nobody not going to come just because it's a new stadium. Like, there weren't that many people that didn't come to the game on yesterday waiting for a new stadium. No way. That's a horrible, horrible look. You got to feel like the biggest dummy if you were Rams ownership. You got to feel like the biggest dummy if you thought that football in L.A. would work because it had been gone for so long. Like over 20 years it had been gone. And now you got two teams? And I'm really stressing if I'm the Los Angeles Chargers who play tonight. They don't play in L.A. I think they play in Denver tonight. But I'm really stressing. So a team that originally, played there in Los Angeles has a crappy showing. And a team from another city that used to be one of your rivals, I guess, in relative terms, and San Diego is now playing your city. What type of turnout are they going to get with their first game? Crazy, man. 404-822-5467 from KC. The LA Chargers play StubHub Center with 30,000. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe the stadium that they played in yesterday, and I believe that might have been USC Stadium as well, the old Rose Bowl. Maybe that has more seats, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it was a bad look. From DC Cavalier being gone for 20 years, the football team of choice out there is the USC Trojans, not the NFL. Well, clearly, because USC always has big crowds to the games every time I watch USC play, and it might be one of those situations where it's a college town, where college football is more important to the fans than the NFL. Clearly that's the case. There's no if or ands about it. Clearly that's the case, man. I was watching that game and I was like, really? Really? I'm expecting like pageantry and sold out crowd and Eric Dickerson showing up and all of the great players from back in the day, man, and nothing of the sorts. Nothing at all of the sorts. All right, we get back from the break, man. More football talk, more ballers, more busters, more cash, more trash from this past weekend as well. We'll also get into some college football. A lot to do. This is how it is on Mondays in the fall, baby. This is how it is. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. Back in 3 minutes. Don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show.
So join me Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan.
on the Two Live Stews Radio Network.
Ain't that right, Lil Band?
In the candy-coated caddy, I'm coasting, banging easily. Rims hypnotizing these hoes, hoping to ride with me. My top drop, hand hanging out my window, sipping. Gin and juice blazing, bomb ass endo tripping. Cause I ain't stressing about a goddamn thing, except where the weed at and what chick to bang. Push a button, hit my cousin on the cell like reserve a floor at the telly for these hoes tonight. I hit my exit, continue my floating, peeping my scenery. Laid back in my seat, steady puffing that greenery. Strolling through the PJs, swerving and scheming. Looking for the chick that can handle my semen. Pull up like, baby girl, you riding or what? I ain't trying to talk, I'm trying to cut. What up? And I ain't out to be rude, I'm just out to pursue. Get drunk, puff, skunk, sex, hard and move. Suicide, let's get it on. I'm simply riding, my yearning strong. If you say no, I'll understand. But I just had to try my hand. So baby, what's up? Let's get it on. I'm simply riding, my yearning strong. If you say no, I'll understand. But I just had to try my hand. So baby, we can ride if you want, get high if you want, toss if you want, we can floss if you want. I'm simply riding, baby. Come on and ride with me. We can ride if you want, get high if you want, toss if you want, we can floss if you want. I'm simply riding, baby. Come on and ride with me. One nose on my TV, smoking some lobster. My bucket ace do spill, broke like a mobster. Doing the buck on wood grain, pretty sitting on Gucci. Left hand on the wheel, right hand on
the bigger the cap, the bigger the peeling. And when dealing with the lynch mob, you got to know steady mobbing is not just the name of this jam, but a way of life. Bound together by motherfuckers that's known to break them off something. Give it to me.
There goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood.
Man Talk Monday, 404 822-5467, 404-822-5467. Let me read some messages in this chat room on Spreaker.com as we kind of recap the weekend in the NFL and college football. A bunch more to get to from the NFL and from the college ranks. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Yes, sir. Entertainment coming up in about 10 minutes. We got out of the last segment a little bit late talking about the sorry-ass Rams. From Raider Kev in the chat on Spreaker.com, he says it's not L.A., it's the Charger fans. They suck. That's why the Raiders were trying to go in half with them on the stadium. We were trying to get the Chargers organization to pay for half of our stadium. If that deal would have gone down, it would have been the Raider Stadium, and we would have let the Chargers play from time to time. Charger shade. From Sidney Jackson in the chat on Spreaker.com, he says the NFL used the threat of moving teams to L.A. for years to get taxpayers to pay for new stadiums. I'm glad to see nobody showed up for their trash team in L.A. But that tells you how bad of a team, that tells you how bad of an organization, that tells you how bad the pro football fans are. Like I said earlier, like you would just think from sheer numbers alone that they should be able to sell out any professional game out there. They sell out Lakers games all the time. From what I can tell, they love the Dodgers out there. But football, it's just something about football, professional football, it doesn't jive. And I'm trying to think of, somebody said in the chat in the last segment that that's a college football town. Well, I mean, I think that if you have a professional team, like I can't think of another city where if they have both a big-time football factory-type school, college football program, where if the team is halfway decent, or if an NFL team in general, that they won't go and support the team. Like I'm trying to think of an example, like in Georgia, Falcons games, they do very well. Like it's never an empty game. Even when the Falcons were bad, you'd start off the season with a lot of ticket sales, and it'd kind of taper off throughout the year when they started to lose games. But Georgia football is number one in the state, but people still go and support the Falcons. How about Louisiana? LSU? LSU, obviously big-time college football fans down there, but they still go and support the Saints. Hey, they still support the Saints even when they were bad and people were wearing bags over their head. So, like, there's a strange culture in the relationship between the college football fans out there, and the professional teams out there. And for so many years, and I guess they knew this is why no teams wanted to move there, even though they had this big population. Clearly, the owners, understood that they're the pro football fans in L.A., in the state of California, and you can't really say the state of California, in L.A., because San Francisco 49ers games, they sell out, from what I can tell. Raiders fans are big time. So what is it about the city of L.A. that you have a big-time college program, you have an NFL team, but you only exclusively support one, which being the college, as opposed to the pro? Very, very strange, man. Very strange. From local fella, Morning Stews, hey, Doug. They played I Need the Coliseum, and it was hot as hell. From DC Cavalier, Doug, read your chat, man, and stop saying 30,000-seat stadium for the Rams. I corrected myself on that. From Grego, Shanahan looked like he wanted to call Dimitrov to see if he had an offensive coordinator opening on yesterday. Yeah. From, who do we have here? Big Al X Squad, Fact Sydney, billionaire owners get the city to help foot the bill and threaten to leave if don't get more money. F the NFL owners. Oh, the truest shit I ever heard. And you see how this is a win-win for the owners? It's not like old school where you're totally relying on ticket sales and what you do with your franchise, apparel sales and all of that other curricular stuff that comes with owning NFL teams. What's happening right now is a perfect example of why I would never want to help a team pay for anything. Why would we as citizens or fans of a particular team help a billionaire pay for his team? So the owners of the Rams, the owner of the San Diego Chargers, coming to L.A., they don't give a rat's ass that nobody comes and is going to support the product. Clearly that happened with the Rams, at least, and we saw yesterday. It's yet to be determined with the Chargers. But guess what? The city's going to help foot the bill. Or not even help. The city, for the most part, going to pay for the new stadiums or whatever. So, like, they got nothing. They got no, no real vested interest in whether, they sell tickets or not. They don't give a rat's ass. They got the TV money coming in from the NFL, and they got the money coming in to help build the stadiums and build all of these luxury suites. The owners win again. Son of a bitches stay winning. It's crazy. From Cedric Galloway, the Rams fan bases in Orange County, they don't like coming to L.A., Chargers going to have a hard time drawing because their fans don't like to travel to L.A. as well. From what I understand, the Coliseum is like in the smack dab middle of the hood. And I've heard that be one of the reasons why fans don't want to come and support that team. I don't know about that. Not to that degree. Even when the Falcons, or not the Falcons, or the Falcons to a lesser degree, but when the Braves were played in Turner Stadium, Fulton County Stadium, downtown, like Brave Stadium used to be smack dab literally in the hood in Atlanta. And that didn't really stop anybody, from what I could tell, for many, many years in going to the games, because there was always these mechanisms put in place for security. They had a lot of security. They had places like fenced off, and you could only go in there, and they had this huge presence of police and security throughout. So I never saw that as a deterrent. And if you're from Atlanta, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where Brave Stadium used to be at, the TED. And, I mean, that was the stadium for many, many years. Fulton County Stadium, from what I understand, in that same vicinity, and never really an issue. So I don't want to take that as an excuse. They don't want to go and watch professional football because of the whereabouts of the stadium. It just doesn't make any sense at all. From Al Thompson, if you keep threatening to move your team, you force the hand of